Hello everyone and welcome back to the King of the Ring podcast. My name's Anthony and today we're going to be covering the Survivor Series 2014 show. So as always, make sure to leave some comments in the description on in the comment section on whether or not you enjoyed the show, your thoughts, that sort of stuff. So we're going to start off with the tag match. There was two pre-show matches, but I didn't see it. And personally, I didn't really want to see the pre-show matches because I'm never that interested in them. But this match was actually surprisingly alright. It was the 4-way tag match for the belts, so you had quite a lot of back and forth action in this match, and obviously they were going to do some of the generic spots that they do, the sort of Uso suicide dive and the what they're called, the luchadors or something, with that bull where they throw them over the rope. That sort of stuff was in this match, but apart from that, it was pretty good match. And like I'm going to mention quite a few times in the show, the crowd for Survivor Series was actually really good compared to the last one, compared to Hell in a Cell where the crowd was dead. This crowd tonight was actually really fun, and they were really getting behind Damien Sandow, who's called Mizdow, but I'm not going to call him Mizdow, it's Damien Sandow. He was getting really over with the crowd, and the crowd were eating it up, and it was fun to watch, because normally these matches are dead boring, and the crowd's not that into them, and they're glad to see it over, and so basically there were spots after spots, and the crowd were chanting "We want Mizdow" the whole match, and when he came in, the crowd popped, and the ending was alright. It was pretty funny, and I'm glad that the Miz and Damien Sandow have won the tag belts, because I don't like any of the only person I like in that ring is Damien Sandow. All the rest I just have no interest in. And make sure to let us know if you enjoyed this tag match as well, because normally I skip over the tag matches. I'll catch the end, and that's about it. I won't watch it in depth and make notes in my head of what's going on. But this match, I actually watched the whole match, and it was I enjoyed it personally. I don't like the what they call the Liberadores or Luchadors or something. Don't enjoy them at all. But apart from that, it was pretty good. But the best part of this match, to be honest, was the reaction when Damien Sandow got the pin, and the crowd just went crazy. And I really enjoyed that. Where they're gonna go from here, I really don't know. Because I don't see them doing anything like this for a long time. I think Goldust and Stardust will probably get chucked back into the frame versus Damien Sandow and The Miz over and over again, and I think it's just going to get boring. But that's what happens when the tag team division is they can put together as many teams as they want, but the teams that they do have aren't that good in my opinion. But we'll move on to the next one. And the next one was the Divas, the Survivor Series team match. It was 4-on-4. You had on one side, it was basically like heels and faces in this match, like the Divas. And this is just an awful match. It was just sloppy, no one cared, and I don't know, like I just wasn't that into it. You could tell it was just chucked together at the last minute to fill up some time and to spread the show out, because you knew they were gonna try and stretch the show as much as they can to leave the most time for the main event, which did take quite a long time. But this match, so you had on one team, you had the baby faces, so you had Natalya, Alicia Fox, Naomi, and Emma. Now, none of them have got anything going on for them in the actual like story wise, anything like that. They've got no character to them at the minute. There's no story. I mean, you still had Paige and Alicia Fox sort of arguing and stuff because they had a feud and stuff. And that team for me just didn't do anything. I was just, like I said, it was just, you could tell like a day or two before they thought, right, we need to use all the divas up. We'll just chuck them in a match like this, heels versus faces, just to get them used. And on the other team, you had Paige, Cameron, Summer Rae, and Layla. Now, to be honest with you, apart from Paige, none of them can wrestle a paper bag. They're terrible, especially Cameron. I mean, Layla's getting pretty bad as well. Summer Rae's meh. She knows a few holds, but um, she doesn't really do it. Like she doesn't really do any moves that interest us or anything like that, and the character's just annoying to say the least. But this match, Natalya's team, let's just say Natalya's the captain, because to be honest, she's the best there. Her team won, and it was just one of them matches where, I don't know, it's just, there was nothing going in this match that like kept the crowd going, didn't keep me going, and it was, like I said, it was just a boring match. And it's a shame because I honestly think they could have put something a bit better together, or maybe done this, but had it build up for a couple of weeks instead of just chucking it together, But we'll just have to wait and see what happens about that. But I doubt anything's going to happen at all. So we'll go on to the next match, which I enjoyed quite a lot. It's Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt. Now this has been building up for a while. I like both guys. I think they're really entertaining. They've both got good gimmicks. They're both good in the ring. They're both good on the mic. And this match was back and forth. Some cool spots. And the psychology of this match was awesome. You didn't really see a lot of that tonight. In this match more so than others, and there was a lot of cool spots with like weapons and stuff after the match. Basically what happened is, Dean Ambrose went crazy. He chucked the chair in the ring, and Bray Wyatt was like calling for him to hit him, and Dean Ambrose snapped. He hit him with the chair. He elbow dropped him through a table, and he chucked another table on top of him. Started chucking chairs. He got a ladder out, and he climbed up the ladder. In my head, I was thinking, is he going to jump from the top of the ladder on top of all the stuff that's got Bray Wyatt underneath? But I was like, that's probably a bit too ridiculous. He might seriously like injure Bray Wyatt if he does that. But this was one of my favorite matches of the night. Obviously the first couple of matches were a bit lackluster in terms of like wrestling and good spots and stuff, but this is one of them matches where it really sort of clicked. The crowd got behind it, and the disqualification ending was a bit weird because that means that obviously no one was the clear winner, and that means that probably is going to stretch this on another month. I mean, to be honest, I don't even know what pay-per-view is next. Is it Elimination Chamber? I don't even know. But make sure to leave your opinion on this match. Did you enjoy it like I did? Or did you think it was crap? You didn't enjoy it at all? Make sure to leave your feedback. That'll be awesome. So we'll go on to the next match, which yet again was just absolute filler. Right? It was just was crap. I don't know why I tortured myself and watched this thing. Titus O'Neil and Heath Slater versus Adam Rose and the Bunny. The only person I remotely care about in this thing's Titus O'Neil, because I just think he's hilarious. You know, this whole time, it just makes you think, like, what's even the point of this? You know, there was no wrestling at all. It was just gimmick stuff. And the commentary was awful. The crowd weren't into it. And it was just another one of the matches like the Divas one where you could tell it was just thrown together to fill up time. And that's really disappointing. And you can't do anything with these guys. You know, they really shouldn't be there. They shouldn't be on a pay-per-view. You know, it's alright if it's on Raw, SmackDown, our main event, or Superstars or whatever, but just for the love of God, don't put it on a pay-per-view. I'm just gonna skip that. That's just awful. So next we have possibly the shortest match, you know, in a while. And it's AJ Lee versus Nikki Bella for the belt, for the Divas title. Now, I thought, you know, I read on the wrestling sites that I go on that AJ Lee is thinking about leaving and maybe having a break or something. And you could tell that she just got buried because of her association with CM Punk and stuff like that. You know, it was the only good thing about this match was Brie Bella and AJ kissing. That was the only good thing on this match. Nikki wins with the rack attack, and that's about it for that match. It was seriously disappointing. I know they could have put on a good match. They could have really done some good work and put on some good moves, because they did in the triple threat match with Paige at one of the pay-per-views gone. And you know, like I said, it's just a shame, because you know, I was just like, what? It literally was over in like a minute, and you just thought, like, that's not helping the belt in any shape or form. You know what I mean? It's not helping that belt's image, you know, because the belt has been questionable since they got rid of the women's championship and went to the Divas championship. I just haven't liked it, and none of the Divas have actually done any justice to the belt. And yet again, this was another chuck together match to bury AJ for wanting to leave and go to CM Punk. I mean, do you think that, or do you think this was just something daft that they chucked together? I personally think that there's a lot more behind the scenes things to this match, because she's done it before. She will say her mind, and she's a bit outspoken, and she does a lot of actions that they don't like, and I think this was a burial for that. And I think that Nikki Bella's just going to be an average champion at best, and she'll end up losing it to Paige probably down the line when they kind of think of anything to do for her. Because to be honest, that gimmick's pretty much awful. And when you have a gimmick where it's almost impossible to come up with something, you're going to struggle. I mean, you've got guys like Fandango and Sandow that didn't have a gimmick, a good gimmick where you could do anything with her for a while, and you know, they're struggling. I mean, Mizdow's a fluke. You know, I think most people just like it because it's Damien Sandow and he's more entertaining than The Miz. I mean, anyone is. But let us know if you're disappointed with this, because I really am. I'm really disappointed. I know they could put on a good match. AJ Lee's a good wrestler. Nikki Bella is getting there. And personally, I think it should have at least went 5 minutes. Give them time to put in all the moves, get the psychology right, and you know, at least try and get the crowd on the side, because you know, even the crowd weren't into this. You know, the only thing that the crowd popped for was when Brie kissed AJ, and that was it. You know, and that just shows you how bad the rest of the match was. You know, but so we'll move on to the main event. Now, this main event took quite a while. You know, it must have lasted, Jesus Christ, about 45 minutes, maybe a bit longer. And it's Team Cena versus Team Authority. Now, there's been, in my opinion, too much build-up to this. They've been building this up every Raw, from pretty much the whole Raw. And, you know, it's annoying when, you know, when you build something up for so long, and then, you know, it just doesn't live up to the hype that you'd think it would. I mean, don't get us wrong, I really enjoyed this main event. I thought it was a great main event. But I think the way that the eliminated people, the way they did it, the length of the match, and some of the spots, I think were a bit too predictable. You know, WWE's been predictable for the longest of time. I mean, I've been watching WWE since I was a little kid, and I've picked up so much knowledge and like seeing that things happen that I can see. I'll be like, you know what? He's gonna do this. He's gonna turn on him. He's gonna come out and, you know, cost him the match. He's gonna do that, and it's just, you know, to an extent, it's not their fault, because a lot of wrestling fans are really smart and they know what to expect. And I know what WWE's like. Like I say, I watch it all the time. Been watching since I was a kid, and I pick up all these stuff. And, you know, I just felt like the teams were a bit lackluster as well. Like, there wasn't a lot of thought put into the teams, because obviously the roster isn't the best. You know what I mean? I mean, for God's sake, chucking in Big Show onto Team Cena. It's like, when they were choosing Team Cena, I was like, they're going to go for the most over baby faces. Sheamus, you know, Big Show. I mean, hell, if Daniel Bryan was still here, he would be on Team Cena. You know, it's they go for the most babyface people against the heels, and it's just, to me, that's just boring. I hate the whole face versus heel thing. I just want to see them tear it up in the ring, put on a great match, and they did. I really enjoyed it. So, you know, Mark Henry was the first one to be eliminated. Now, I don't know why. I really don't know why Mark Henry was the first to be eliminated. Considering the start of the match off, Triple H is pumping up Mark Henry. He's like, come on, son, you can do it. And he runs, and Big Show hits him with a KO punch. 1, 2, 3. The match had only been going on for like a minute, if that, and Mark Henry was already out. And this guy's meant to be the world's strongest man, and you've made him look like a bitch within a minute. I don't get it. I don't think that he should have been eliminated in that way. I think he should have been one of the latter people to get eliminated. Just because obviously he's the world's strongest man, you want to put over his strength, you want to put over his character, and they really did do that. To be quite frankly, I think they buried him doing that. I think it's going to be hard for him to get any sort of reaction if he's going to do a story for people to take him seriously if he's just got knocked out in 2 seconds against the Big Show. I mean, it's just one of them WWE moments where you just know that, like, that this, like, they didn't really want him on the team, but they had to put him on the team, if that makes sense. Maybe not, that's just my opinion on it. But Rusev eliminated Ryback next after Seth Rollins hit him with a sneak curb stomp. Now, it's pretty funny, they've been building Ryback up to be this monster, and he's the first one to get eliminated for Team Cena. It's like, god damn it. And then surprisingly, Rusev was eliminated after a pretty cool but really predictable spot with the announce tables. So Rusev pulls the cover off the top of both announce tables, pulls the things out, he runs and he does like a crossbody, almost like like a splash to Ziggler on the Spanish announce table. Ziggler moves out the way, bang, goes straight through. Rusev's out. They try to pick him up, and by the time that he gets to his feet, he's being counted out. Ziggler got back in the ring, and I was really surprised. I honestly didn't think Rusev would actually get eliminated. Personally, I thought it would have Seth Rollins and Rusev left, and then maybe like Team Authority would have won with them two left. But the way they did it was really strange, and you know, it was just annoying. But Luke Harper pinned Rowan. Like Rollins hit him with a flying knee, which I think is an awesome move, especially when he did the Big Show. That was pretty cool. There was a lot of cool spots in this match, especially from Seth Rollins and Ziggler. But Luke Harper hit the discus lariat and pinned him, and then so that means Team Cena were down to 3 people. They had obviously Cena, Big Show, and Ziggler, and you know Mark Henry had been eliminated, and so had Rusev, so it was 3-3. And so basically, I think Ziggler and Cena were struggling to get up. Big Show is he gets in the ring, and all 3 of the Team Authorities in the ring, and I was like, Big Show's gonna KO punch John Cena, and he did that, and he KO punched John Cena. And then Rollins pinned Cena 1, 2, 3, and I was just like, what? What is going on? Like, I honestly thought John Cena was going to be the last one in, but surprise, surprise, he wasn't. And so that made it 3-2. And then obviously Big Show is counted out after he walks away, so Ziggler was left. And my God, they pushed Ziggler so good in this match. They really made him out to be like a proper badass. He pinned Kane with a zigzag. He schoolboyed Harper, and so basically then it was 1-1. It was Ziggler versus Seth Rollins. Now obviously they both beat up. Dolph Ziggler had a few near falls. Then he hit them with the zigzag, and they had a few refs in, but Triple H, the good awesome heel he was, pulled the ref out, beat him up, you know, and Ziggler and Rollins were lying in the middle of the ring, knocked out, and Triple H was like getting ready to he pedigreed Dolph Ziggler, which I thought was awesome. And anyway, Sting comes out, and the crowd goes crazy. Now, I'm not going to lie, this was a pretty awesome moment. Sting and Triple H are staring each other down the ring. Awesome psychology. You know, just the intense psychology right there from Triple H and Sting is what I like to see. I don't like to see none of this like fancy shit. Just good old fashioned. They look like they're ready to kick the crap out of each other. And then what happened is Triple H went to punch him. Sting hit him, and then he hit him with his finisher, and I can't remember the name of it. Sting's finisher. I know it's like an inverted DDT, but I'm don't shut up as if I can't remember the name of it. But I really enjoyed this match. So basically, Sting hits his finisher on Triple H. Triple H is out. Sting then puts Dolph Ziggler's arm over Seth Rollins, and the ref comes in. 1, 2. Now I was expecting Seth Rollins to kick out, personally, but he didn't. So Team Cena won. Dolph Ziggler eliminated Kane, Harper, and he pinned Rollins. Like, what? Like, Dolph Ziggler just got a massive push right there by doing that. And I think he's not even the Intercontinental Champion anymore. He's not even the champ. You know, he lost the belt to Harper. And, you know, Harper hasn't done anything with the belt. So it makes us think, Dolph Ziggler's probably going to win that belt back at some point in the future. You've heard it here first. I think Dolph Ziggler's going to win that belt back relatively soon, maybe on a Raw or something. And, you know, it was one of them things. So, Triple H and Steph are now the Authority's out of power. Now you know, you've seen this sort of shit before. You know for a fact that on Raw, you know, it's gonna like they're still gonna be in power somehow. You know, I don't know, man. It was just, it's just one of these things where I think that Vince and the board or something is just gonna like do something to keep them in power somehow. I don't know how they would do it, but I just think that they won't get rid of them from TV because I really like the Authority. But so Dolph Ziggler did the impossible. I honestly thought Dolph Ziggler would have been probably the second to last person to get eliminated before John Cena in the end. You know, because in my opinion, John Cena went down way too easy for the captain of the team. And, you know, it was just one of them matches where, you know, it was really entertaining, very predictable, but, you know, the way they did it made up for its predictability. And I personally enjoyed it. If I was going to give the show a rating out of 10, I think I would probably give it an 8.5. I think it's slightly better than Hell in a Cell. I think the main event carries it a lot, like the Hell in a Cell show did. You know, there's a few things I didn't like. There was way too much filler. The matches went far too long, and the predictability. But other than that, it was I enjoyed it. Very surprised that Team Cena won though. Personally, I would have liked it if Team Authority had won, and then Vince on Raw would have been like, "You're not firing Team Cena. You know these people. You know we need them on our roster." Stuff like that. I think personally that would have been the better way to do it, but it's WWE. They're probably going to do something stupid. So, anyways, please leave some, you know, feedback for the show. That would be much appreciated. Any comments about the Survivor Series, your score? If you want to tweet us, me Twitter's on the screen. It'll be in the description. Your thoughts on the show. And yeah, guys, thank you very much for listening. I'll see you on the next pay-per-view in another episode of the King of the Ring podcast. See you later, guys.